What would you do if the woman you loved, the one you built a life with, was secretly planning a future with another man right under your nose? I never thought I'd be asking myself that question, not about Sarah. The night everything broke was a Tuesday. 2 a.m., the blue glow of her phone screen illuminating her face as she typed furiously. A soft, secretive smile playing on her lips. She thought I was asleep, but my eyes were open, watching her, a cold dread coiling in my gut. The message preview flashed. Can't wait for our future, my love. My future? Or asterisk their asterisk future? And then a name I recognized, a name that would soon become synonymous with my deepest betrayal, appeared in the notification bar. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from, what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The next few weeks were a blur of forced smiles and internal screams. Sarah, my wife of 10 years, was cheating. The realization hit me like a physical blow, leaving me breathless and humiliated. Every touch felt like a lie, every shared laugh a cruel mockery. I started noticing things, late nights at work events that never quite added up, new perfume that wasn't for me, the way she clutched her phone like a lifeline. Her behavior grew increasingly erratic, a strange mix of distant coldness and sudden, over-the-top affection, as if trying to mask her guilt. My discovery wasn't a sudden explosion, but a slow, agonizing unraveling. It began with a forgotten receipt for a high-end restaurant in downtown Dallas. A place we'd never been to, dated for a night she claimed to be with her sister. Then, a text message notification on her iPad, left open on the kitchen counter. Heard you had a great time at the Omni Hotel last weekend. Wish I could have joined. The Omni Hotel? On Commerce Street, where she'd supposedly been at a conference. My hands trembled as I scrolled through her call logs. Finding repeated calls to a number saved only as Client X, a quick reverse search revealed the name. Mark Jensen, a senior partner at her firm. A man I'd met once at a company picnic. He was smug with a condescending smirk that now haunted my thoughts. As the affair deepened, Sarah transformed. The woman I married, once warm and empathetic, became a stranger. She was cold, manipulative, twisting my words, gaslighting me when I dared to question her late arrivals or vague explanations. "You're being paranoid, David," she'd say, her eyes devoid of the love I once knew. "Maybe you're just insecure." She made me feel like I was losing my mind, isolating me from our shared friends, painting me as the jealous, controlling husband. Mark, the affair partner, seemed to revel in his untouchable status, occasionally sending Sarah flowers to our home, knowing full well I'd see them, a silent, arrogant taunt. They felt invincible, shielded by their deceit and my apparent ignorance. I remember one night sitting alone in our living room, the city lights of Dallas twinkling outside our window, feeling an emptiness so profound it threatened to swallow me whole. The humiliation, the betrayal, the sheer audacity of their actions broke me. I cried until there were no more tears, until my chest ached with a hollow ache. But in that brokenness, something shifted. The loyal, trusting husband died, and in his place, a cold, calculating strategist began to emerge. My revenge began quietly, meticulously. I installed discreet cameras in the common areas of our home, not to catch them, but to document her comings and goings, her phone habits, her increasingly brazen lies. I hired a private investigator, a former police detective named Frank, who worked out of a nondescript office on Elm Street. Frank provided me with irrefutable evidence, photos of Sarah and Mark entering and leaving the Omni Hotel, detailed call records, even a recording of them discussing their future over dinner at a quiet bistro in Uptown. Gathered financial records, noting the extravagant gifts Mark had bought her. The shared expenses, the subtle shifts in our joint accounts. I consulted with a divorce attorney, a sharp woman named Ms. Davies, who specialized in high-asset cases and had a reputation for ruthlessness. Advised me on every legal trap I could set, every social lever I could pull. The plan was intricate, designed to dismantle Sarah's life piece by piece. First, the legal traps. Ms. Davies filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, but quietly compiling the evidence of adultery. We secured an injunction against Sarah accessing certain joint accounts, freezing her ability to spend Mark's lavish gifts. Then came the social traps. I subtly reached out to mutual friends, sharing my concerns about Sarah's recent behavior, planting seeds of doubt. I ensured her parents, who adored me, were kept in the loop about my struggles with Sarah's distance, preparing them for the inevitable shock. The public exposure happened on a crisp autumn afternoon. Sarah had been particularly smug that morning, hinting at a big announcement at Mark's company's annual gala that evening. She believed she was about to be publicly acknowledged as his partner, perhaps even his fiancé. What she didn't know was that I had an anonymous email sent to every board member, every senior executive, and every employee attending the gala, containing a link to a meticulously compiled dossier. The dossier included the photos, the call records, the hotel receipts, and a transcript of their future conversation, all culminating in a screenshot of Mark's private social media post. Shared just hours before the gala, announcing his engagement to another woman, a woman he'd been secretly dating for months, completely separate from Sarah. The email hit just as Sarah was walking onto the stage, beaming, ready for her moment. Her phone, which she'd foolishly connected to the company's Wi-Fi, buzzed with notifications. As she glanced down, her face drained of color. The murmurs started, then the whispers, then the outright stares. I watched from a discreet distance, a ghost in the crowd, as she started sobbing, a raw, guttural sound, when she saw his engagement post to someone else. Her world, built on lies and stolen moments, imploded in front of hundreds. The aftermath was swift and brutal. Sarah was fired from her job, her reputation in the Dallas professional community shattered. Her parents, heartbroken and disgusted, disowned her. Our divorce proceeded quickly, with the evidence of her adultery ensuring she received minimal spousal support and lost significant assets. Mark, the smug affair partner, was publicly humiliated, his engagement to the other woman called off, his career severely damaged by the scandal. Sarah was completely ruined emotionally, socially, and financially. She tried to reach out, to apologize, to explain, but there was nothing left to say. The woman I loved was gone, replaced by a shell of her former self, wandering the streets of a city that once celebrated her, now a pariah. I never looked back. The silence in my home, once deafening, became a quiet comfort. The ache in my chest slowly faded, replaced by a cold, resolute peace. The echoes of her sobs still linger in the quiet corners of my memory, a haunting melody of a life irrevocably broken.